Did you see that piece in Saturday Night Live about truck drivers? Spoiler, it was terrible. But before we get to that, let's talk about some housekeeping. The first bit of housekeeping is this Easter basket. Dan the driver, Michael, and I are so excited to have this Easter basket as a focus of our videos for the next couple of weeks. We'll see how long it sticks around. A little bit of housekeeping additionally. As some of you know, I am a board member of my alumni association with Michigan State University College of Law. I love supply chain and I love the law. And so last week we had a chance to put those two passions of mine together and had the first law and supply chain panel at Michigan State University. And in that discussion, it was led by Professor Dennis Kennedy. Some additional people that were in that panel: Evelyn Smith from Dell, Michael Kaiser from May Mobility, Lauren Began from Squall Strategies, and Britton Ladd, who's a preeminent supply chain and robotics consultant. We talked about some of the different challenges that face our supply chain today. It is substantial, and many of my videos talk about the challenges in supply chain generally. So it was so exciting to go back to my alma mater and think and talk about these really interesting challenges. We also had Grace Sharkey from FreightWaves. Again, supply chain's everything. You can't opt out of the supply chain. Which brings me to the video and the piece in Saturday Night Live. The focus of the running gag is that truck drivers have to go to the bathroom in bottles and different containers when they're driving over the road. Low-hanging fruit, I know. It's an easy layup. You can actually write very funny content about the supply chain. John Oliver did it the week before. But what we saw in the Saturday Night Live piece, what I saw, was a disdain for truck drivers and a disdain for the supply chain generally. And I get it. Most people don't really spend a lot of time thinking about how things get to their house. So why is this a gag to begin with? Well, there's truth in it. You have to understand what it means to operate a motor vehicle over the road. There's these things called hours of service. So generally speaking, as an over-the-road truck driver, and please, people, correct me in the show notes or add additional flavor because I think it's fascinating. But the reality is you have a 14-hour window to drive for 11 hours. You have destination that you have to get. If you're over the road, you're probably moving a truckload, not less than truckload, and you have to get to a place to have this shipment picked up or dropped off in a very specific window. So you drive. You drive and you drive and you drive. Now, with the focus we have on things like Amazon and warehouse workers or people doing the final mile, it's the same challenge. There is a very short window to get everything done. This is how things are so affordable. Because if you were to have all of these intermediaries and these challenges, you wouldn't get to have the things on the shelves that you expect. But not only that, for many years, and many drivers have talked to me about this, is that the receivers at these locations may not allow the truck driver to use the bathroom at the facility that they arrive at. Imagine a world where you've been driving all day or all night. You arrive at your destination and you're unable to use the facilities. There is nothing more difficult than to drive all day to safely deliver freight on time and undamaged. That is what the supply chain is all about. And so when I saw this piece in Saturday Night Live, it made me go, that's why we have these challenges, or at least one of the reasons we have these challenges. Outsiders to the supply chain don't understand what it means to be in the supply chain, but you can't opt out of the supply chain. I'm reminded that truck drivers and stand-up comedians are pretty similar. In many cases, you're away from home for 200 to 270 nights a year. You're in a different place every single night, and you have no idea how the people that you're going to meet are going to react to you. Will they be respectful? Will they be courteous? Or will they be cruel? What this piece really highlights for me is that we still have a massive gap in understanding. What does it mean to drive a truck? It's not that it's unsanitary or that it's full of people that are essentially poorly educated. No. Supply chain is the hardest job in the world. Truck driver is the hardest job in the world. Safely delivering freight on time and undamaged is an incredible skill. And there are incredible operators out there today. But if we want to make sure that we have enough truck drivers, we need to make sure that the value proposition of being a truck driver resonates with people. And pieces like the Saturday Night Live will make people think, maybe that's not the job for me. Maybe that's not the career for me. Maybe that's not the life for me. And that's a disservice to everybody. It's essential work for a reason. It's essential. So my reaction to the Saturday Night Live piece is try harder, get better writers. It's not hard to write pieces that are interesting and funny. It's just that in this circumstance, it was terrible. And that's my take. Have a great day.